What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Down to Earth with Kristian Harloff. This is the Monday through Friday UAP news channel where we try to go over everything that's going on in the world of UAP news. There's a lot of stuff that happens. So if you're brand new to the channel, you've never been here before, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel and comment and like and do all that. Why? Because the algorithm has changed. It's being tricky. It doesn't really help creators as much anymore, as much as it just kind of shuffles around different things. So if you like this stuff, you want to see more of it, comment. I'm trying to be more active and commenting back. So what do we have here today? Well, a little while ago on this channel, we discussed Mario Woods. He had talked about some things that he had seen. And so Mario Woods is a USAF sergeant. And as you saw, if you clicked on this, you saw that he said another claim. He's had some pretty big claims. And this particular claim was that he saw a supermarket-sized UAP. And that not only did he have an encounter with the ship itself, he had an encounter with actual beings. This is, again, a former a USAF sergeant who highly credited, and he went into full detail. So I'm going to break down this article in general, and we'll discuss about the reason I wanted to also bring this up is that it seems besides just Mario Woods, there's the Jason Sands of the world. There's all these other people that have had these particular claims, and it seems like more and more things are coming to light. More and more people are comfortable talking about them out in the open. This was done on a podcast, but it just seems like this is happening more. Now, we'll get into the reasons as far as why that could be happening, but let's get to the report itself first, and here it is. All right, so there he is, Mario Woods, and here is the report itself. A former security guard for one of America's most sensitive nuclear weapons bases says he once saw a ginormous UFO land in front of him. In 1977, Mario Woods was staff sergeant with the United States Air Force Security Police. He was assigned to Ellsworth Air Force Base in South Dakota, guarding the launch silos for miles that formed part of the U.S.'s nuclear deterrent. In an interview with the Disclosure Team podcast, he told how he was at a control center outside the main base when he saw a huge but eerily luminous object hovering at some distance outside the base perimeter. I just happened to look to my east, which in the direction of Ellsworth Air Force Base, about 55 miles away, and I see this light in the sky, he told the Disclosure Team podcast. I thought, what is that? Is that a helicopter? Is that a B-52 bomber? B-52s sometimes fly these training sorties at night, and they fly at low level right over the prairie. They would be practicing an attack run somewhere to go high to low and come in and then come up into an area and disperse their ordnance. But whatever it was so large that Mario thought it had to be two of the giant Cold War bombers flying in close formation. A short while later, Mario's team received an alarm signal telling that someone or something had penetrated the base perimeter. Together with a colleague named Michael Johnson, Mario was sent to investigate. He drove into the pitch black night for several minutes before seeing an unexplained object floating perhaps a mile away from them with pulsating lights beneath it. He continued, "You could see this pulsation, these orange, red, and white colors. It was the strangest thing, and I said, 'Michael, that's the object, man.' He said, 'Whatever, but I think it scared him to death.'" The security team drove a little further until they eventually came to the source of the mysterious pulsing lights. Mario said it was the size of a Walmart building and as long as an aircraft carrier. He claimed it was the biggest aircraft he had ever seen, adding, "I had been on C-5 Galaxies and flown from Korea to the United States twice on one, there and back, so I know the size of those things. They are minuscule compared to this craft." I mean, that's how big it was. There was no noise, but it was only sitting 10 feet off the ground. The circumference of this craft was so large that it was almost directly above our truck. I often wonder what would have happened had I gotten out and gone directly up the center of it, but I was too afraid for that. At that point, a powerful light shone from the massive object. He added, "The whole area was lit up so brightly it was like standing in a wielder's light," Mario says. At the same time, both Mario and his partner Michael started feeling as if they were being lifted out of their seats by some powerful force. Whatever it was also exerting pressure on their chests, making it difficult to breathe. Then the pair was observed by what we might call today a drone, although in 1977 such things only existed in the realm of science fiction. He explained, a ball about 4 to 5 times the size of a beach ball appeared just a few inches above the hood. The word drone or anything like that was not used. We didn't have drones, but it appeared to be some type of a drone. It had vents on it, not individual little misting vents of any kind, but like the cooling fins on a motorcycle cylinder head. This thing shot around like a ping pong ball, as big as it was, for 3 or 4 seconds, and all of a sudden it flew off and it was gone. As if Mario's experience was not strange enough, it was about to get a great deal stranger. He went on, I saw these 4 beings, 3 small, 1 tall, about 20 feet away. They weren't walking, but they were all just moving at the same time. They were coming toward me. The small one that was on the right side of the tall one had a wand or some type of a rod with a yellow tip on it that glowed in a way that brought my attention to it. Mario sat transfixed in terror as they approached, but when these strange beings spoke to Mario in a way he couldn't explain, he heard, "Do not fear," he added. It's very difficult to describe the tone of that voice because we're used to hearing everything through our ears. Well, this talks to you through your body. This is inside of you. Mario said he closed his eyes for a second, and when he opened them, all of the bizarre phenomenon had disappeared, and he was in complete darkness. His first instinct was to try to get a response from Michael in the seat next to him, but he seemed to be almost catatonic. Mario eventually realized they were nowhere near where he had seen the massive supermarket-sized object. They were parked on a dam some 10 miles away from the site. He recalled, the strangest part about it is the vehicle was facing the only direction which it could leave in, and there were no tire tracks coming in there. Disturbingly, it was around 5 hours later than he expected it to be, and Mario eventually made it back to base where he was subjected to serious grilling from his superiors. He says that he told them everything except the part about the strange creatures, believing that it would have ended his career on the spot if he mentioned them. Medics arrived to examine Mario and took skin samples, telling him he had a few minor burns. He was ordered to sign a non-disclosure document preventing him from talking about his bizarre experience for the rest of his service career. Okay, so that's a lot. That's a lot. And it's tough because this is, again, someone who's working in the confines of nuclear facilities and all those, worked in the military. And it's like there's so many of these reports from military. And there is the skeptic's point of view, which is, okay, so when you tell stories of like this, you get sensationalized, you get more airtime, more people want to talk to you. You can go down that route. But there are, and look, and the other side of this is that what I was going to say was, it just seems like there's so many stories like this that when they talk about these types of things, whether it's details of no sound when the thing was hovering, the ability to be able to speak through you as opposed to speaking directly to you or sound coming out of a mouth. And there's just a lot of similarities of stories that have happened many times over. Now, one could say, right, maybe it's just one of these stories and taking the bits and pieces they had heard from other things and saying that. Or it's the continuation of the other things that he has said and things that he has witnessed and said that he's witnessed. But the reason why he's telling this particular, it's the same conversation, I think, that we had about Jason Sands, in that saying this on a podcast and what Jason Sands said it in a Twitter Spaces, and why not? And maybe he will, but why not say it in a bigger platform? And maybe the answer is he's tried, and there are other places that he's tried to reach out for the big outlets, and they don't want to talk about him. They don't want to talk about this. Is he going to be one of the people that testifies? There's more things that seem to be coming out. Is this some of the information, these types of reports in that report that we covered, that with that Schumer and Rounds bill, that seems to be picking up a little bit more steam of the things of like the government having to give up classified documents. Is this one of the type of things that could come out about these reports of someone like a Mario Woods who sees this and says, yeah, this report is out there. Now, he didn't, while he was in service, he never told this story about the beings because he felt like his career would be over. This is 1977, saying he saw drones and all that. And this comes down to one thing and one thing only here. It's a matter of, do you believe Mario Woods? Like, have you done enough research to where, look, there's some people you look and you say, like, look at someone like Bob Lazar. There are people who absolutely 100% believe Bob Lazar, and there's others that go, no, there's no way I believe that guy. And there's people inside of the community that say, I don't really know what to make of Bob Lazar. I don't know. And I feel like some people feel the same way with Mario Woods. But the flip side to this is always, no matter what if it's true? That's the one that always gets me. What if this is true? What if I think there's something to this particular craft, the idea of seeing something. We know that there are people, especially that are working close enough to nuclear facilities and bases and things, have seen a lot of UAPs. And so what stuff have we not heard about? Is it more stuff like this? There seems to be more information that has been coming out recently that seems to lead up to more information like this coming to public hearings. That's the thing that's going to have me on the edge of my seat. These are the types of stories, whether it's a Mario Woods or not, these are the types of stories that at the next public hearing, these are the types of stories under oath that have to happen. Because when Grush said that he spoke to people that have recovered craft, have seen bodies, that went around. People were talking about that. That was the News Nation interview. That was all that. If you have someone who worked in these facilities who under oath says, I saw a supermarket-sized ship and I saw beings. Under oath. You haven't had anybody saying they've had direct contact with any beings under oath. You haven't had that yet. That needs to happen. If it's Mario Woods, if whoever it might be. I mean, Carl Nell says that it was 2030 that the reveal of other life from NHI will happen. And I wonder if more stories like this. I will say that it was hard to, and when you, especially if you're writing, I'm just for anybody, if you're writing an article like this, and I know that this is more so about it happened on the podcast, and you talked on the podcast. That article was just covering the podcast. But if you're covering this and you want people to take you seriously, do a spell check. I'm just saying, do a spell check. Go through it. There's a couple of easy words in there it's like, and I'm not saying it to break anyone's chops. I'm saying it for validity on the article, because if something like that pops up, and we already talk about it all the time, there's no mainstream outlets covering this. So when you get something like this, if someone sees it and you see the misspelling, the validation of it goes down a little bit. But anyway, I asked you guys, what do you think as far as Mario Woods? We've covered him before on this channel. I've seen split decisions. Do you believe the reports? Do you believe this particular story? Do you believe that the many stories of different pilots or different military that have had certain situations like this, whether it's beings, whether it's craft, whatever it could be? Put your comments in there. Let me hear it. The Down to Earth podcast feed. It is Apple Podcasts. It's Spotify. We also have a show that we do every Tuesday. It's a long form show, which you can get on the podcast feed, but you can also get on my other channel, the Kristian Harloff channel, which is simply called UAP Tuesdays. If you want to head over to the Kristian Harloff channel, and that's it. So thank you. Make sure you comment, hit that subscribe button. And the other thing I will tell you, and we'll be back here tomorrow, by the way. But the other thing I will tell you, if you want to support this show, I've seen people do it. Please consider one of our sponsors. It helps the show go. It helps us keep going. It helps us being able to stay on the air and continue to cover it. That's how it works for us. So if you want to help out the show and you want to help yourself and get yourself something out, get one of our sponsors, and here you go. Hey, thanks for watching the video. I'm excited. I know summer's right around the corner. I'm wearing hoodies right now, and I won't be, because it's starting to get hot. And I am excited because I just learned about Chubbies. Chubbies is a lifestyle apparel brand that makes every moment feel like a vacation. So they say that fashion is an expression of one's character, so why not let the world know that you're down for a good time? I need swim trunks. That's what I need. I need swim trunks. I need comfortable shorts, and that's what Chubbies has. They have all of it. And I got big thighs, guys. I got big thighs. So I needed shorts that I'm like, okay, you know what? I want to look good in these. I want to walk into my house, I want to put them on, and I did this, and I said, it's all about what my wife thinks. And my wife went, whoa, new shorts, nice. And I was like, I'm in. And I like the old kind of Mike Tyson shorts, for me. And that's what I had. They had them. They had those kind of like black shorts. I liked it. I like the black colors. I like blue colors. They have every type of color. And that's what I like about Chubbies. They got a different variety of high-quality men's apparel, so it's great. The stretchy shorts, all of it. Comfortable shorts, the best. So for a limited time, Chubby's is going to give our listeners 20% off your order with our exclusive code. Use that code DTE at chubbyshorts.com. Again, that's DTE at chubbyshorts.com. You will enjoy these. You really will. And I think that it's high quality. And it's summer. It's right around the corner. I know everybody's looking for shorts, bathing suits, all that. This is where you go. All right. Thanks for watching. Go get some shorts. The other day, my wife walked in. She said, whoa, where do those jeans come from? Those are amazing. Those are nice. I said, that's right. It's the perfect jean, baby. Love the perfect jean. Perfect jean makes great looking, perfect fitting jeans. And they're stretchy and they're nice. And they hug your assets in the perfect place. They really do. It's got special denim fabric. It's very soft. It's really great. I've been wearing these and it's super comfortable and they look good. And that's what I needed. And I got it. Trust us when we say these really are the perfect jeans. Because once you try them, you're never going to go back. For a limited time only, my listeners are going to get 15% off their first order plus free shipping. We got to go to theperfectjean.nyc or Google The Perfect Jean and use the code DTE for 15% off. I love it. I put them on and I was curious at first because they were like, stretchy jeans, does those work? And they do. They feel super comfortable. They look good. And I like wearing them. Super stretchy and great. I felt good, man. Felt good wearing them, and I can move around in them, and I like that. They fit great. Make sure you go to theperfectjean.nyc and use that code DTE. 15% off. Get it.